Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 83. This is discussing episodes 13 to 16. Now, none of these episodes, the Red Mask has no focus episodes in this batch. Two of them are focused on Kenta, the Black Mask, one for Akira, the Blue Mask, and one for Mamiko. Also, Hikari doesn't got to get one either, which is kind of strange. So basically, only 3 out of the 4 episodes are basically for three of the Power Rangers to get a focus one. First up, we have episode number 13. Yeah, there's this new idol running around, and of course, Kenta's a fan of hers. Yeah, it's easily figured out thanks to a camerawoman named Yonko who's been following her around. Turns out she's not actually an idol. Nope. It's Famikin. Yep, she is posing as his idol. Now, unknown if there was an actual idol, per se, that she was taking the place of, because she noticed something really weird when she was going to one particular place, and there was blood on the ground. And you're probably wondering what the heck that is. I'm surprised when people were saying, when she signed autographs, everyone was like, why the heck does her pen look so weird? What's up with this weird looking pen? Now, I've seen odder pens, but a pen that big? A pen that's basically bigger than my finger? Like, you think a pen, you think it's something like this. No, I don't know. Like, something that's almost half the size of a lead pipe. That's ridiculously big. And it turns out the reason why it's that big, because inside that pen is not ink. Oh no, it is blood. Yes, blood. It's Japanese culture. Now, I should point out, though, if this was US, that would be not blood, but some special red energy in the form of, like, a liquid energy. Because if this was US, they would change it to something else, per se. They would not say a monster's blood, maybe something else. And the reason why that this blood is here, because the plot of the episode is simply put this. Anger's plan is to turn humans into anglers. Yep. That's the reason for it. You guys want to create new anglers. Like, how many people you got in your army? You're running out of forces, so you have to recruit humans from the surface world in order to do it. I'm like, okay. Even Yonko herself gets caught up in this. She's briefly, like, she even sees, like, the unmasking of Maria as Famiko. Excuse me. And eventually, of course, like, they do defeat the monsters at the very end. And the episode ends quite hilariously where, like, Kenta voluntarily traded to a restaurant where she could have her filling. And the other Maskmen decide to join him. Yes, seriously. Also, you might be asking, does Yonko actually return after this? No, she doesn't. At all. She pops up for this one episode. No, seriously. She pops up for this one episode. And that's it. The actress who played her did pop up in episode of Live Men, episode 9. Yep. Popped up for episode 9. And that was it for her. That was only 2 appearances of this actress. But I gotta say, the actress seemed like a very lovely woman. I'm not really sure why they can bring her back. The very next episode is a really critical, important episode because, well, there's a reason why. I believe this. Yes, 14. This will focus on Akira for his character development of the course of the series, where you see him training, yes, training, like near a tree, training with swords, and he hears voices. And you're wondering where the heck his voice came from? Is it his head? No. They came from the underground. I'm like, this is interesting. And we see 2 kids named, I think one's name is Maria, and the other one's Rudy. And they want to go to the surface world because they want to see the blue sky. And, of course, Akira just hears it's near a rock and then uses this weird light and he gets transported down there. He also apparently brought his swords with him because the swords pop up out of nowhere. And he beats a bunch of anglers. Obito is there, and he's there to, like try to stop them. It doesn't really go anywhere. And of course, it is found in this episode. Heck, even Hikari is shocked to hear this. That there is a special project that was put in place prior to the current emperor coming to power, where they use working class people from the underground city as slaves, making food for monsters. Like, really? Yes, really. And of course, they try to get the parents to leave, and of course, they get to the exit. But luckily, just by sheer coincidence, the Maskmen are there, and of course, their mentors like go where it near light, and they all get transported down there. They all morph. Eventually, Kira himself morphs, and luckily enough, they actually brought a rope he left behind. By the way, it's seen by the commander of the episode. He apparently uses his energy to make himself a cat's cradle. Yep, creates a cat's cradle with the damn thing. I'm like, okay. So Akira's like, okay. Use the cord, mix your energy, and make a freaking ladder. Yes, a ladder to get them all out of there. And of course, they see a bunch of people, and of course, after they take some anglers, for people that do stay. And eventually, after, of course, they do defeat the monster of the episode, the people here are freed. And by the way, the Emperor himself you don't see his reactions to the fact that his workforce is pretty much gone. Because they were freed by, of course, the Maskman. Excuse me. It's a damn good episode. And in the picture, there are two little kids there. One of whom I think it might be Kira himself. As for the girl, I'm not sure, because I think they do possibly bring up the fact he may have a sibling. He also apparently has a crush on an idol named Yanako, which is interesting to say the least. Yep, it's a damn good episode. It's good development for him. Episode 15. And this is the first time ever that this Ranger has had her own focus episode. Momoko. Pink Mask. Yes. 15 episodes in, and we finally have an episode focus on her. Heck, Hikari got one before she did. Yep. So, what this one is that she apparently has this flower in her room called Carol Love. And apparently it blooms once every 5 years for 3 days. Excuse me, where this flower came from? It's hinted at that apparently the previous queen actually grew these damn things in the underground empire. For some reason, they grew on the surface. Like, when in the world they went to the surface? I don't know. In the case of the younger daughter, she only went to the surface world maybe a year or two ago. I highly doubt it was a decade ago. My guess is it was probably done by the queen herself. And these flowers make to hurt people. But look enough, they give up a cure for this damn thing. Because basically, Momoko put one of these flowers next to her Carol Love, which the flower was about to reach a vine to her, probably to hurt her. But let Carol Love stop this thing. And then, of course, these other ones in that Haruka is analyzing are attacking her. And, of course, she puts on Carol Love, or to help her. But look how Carol Love basically is able to do it. And makes them convincing, she has to use Carol Love to make a cure. And puts it sort of similar to, if you see in films, there's these planes that spin this laxative, this particular liquid stuff over the fields. They do that just so they won't, it just basically to cut down on bugs. That's the reason I've heard. This is not exactly the same thing per se. Most of this is here just to destroy all the evil hellish flowers. And everybody's shocked the fact they develop a cure that quickly. And they defeat the monster, and that's it. It's a damn good one. Would I think to be more? Maybe. Just depends. Now, next one is basically focused on Kenta again. This is, of course, a character moment for him, where he brings the rest of the Maskman to go see his teacher, the one taught martial arts. And they get there, and of course, he goes to various traps, And they, of course, resolve just to sit up by his master. They talk chat for a bit, and then, of course, well, believe it or not, just by sheer coincidence, Barbara, he himself just randomly shows up with a monster. I'm like, okay, we don't have a sequence, they just choose this thing? Like, he's here with this monster. Apparently, this thing has the ability to absorb energy. Yes, the aura energy. And it managed to suck up all of them, except for Kenta, because his master just happens to be nearby. And they all get drained, and of course, he's the only one who actually still has his power. So they try to reuse it, test it, and like, oh no. So they have to retrain. Yes, they have to retrain the four. It takes a bit of time, but they do in fact get their powers back. Meanwhile, though, Kenta was facing some doubt, but lucky enough, his master disguised himself as a old samurai in order to basically erase that doubt and see the flaw within the swordsmanship that he's doing. And this comes to play later on in the episode where he's facing Barbara, and he's able to catch the sword when he brings it down. And Barbara's like, what? What are you doing? Really? You saw through that? And he's like, yep. And by the way, there's actually an error in this episode, another one, where you do see, like, on the suit, there's already, like, a slash mark there waiting to be slashed by Barbara's sword. I don't know if that was basically a technical glitch. That may be a technical thing on the part of people who made this episode. But that's so far the second error I've seen so far throughout all these episodes so far. Because generally put, these episodes are pretty well knit together. It's only the second goof I've seen in 15 episodes, which is not bad. At least it's not like in Bad Fever J, where you have Cossack's helmet pretty much cracking apart in episode 19. Yeah, it's literally coming apart, but luckily on the very next episode they fixed it. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the heck was behind that, why the helmet was coming apart. Maybe with Native Weak material, I'm not really sure what was the reason for it. So, eventually, of course, they do beat him, and of course, they beat the monster. And, well, that's it for that. And, of course, they have Fish later at, well, his master's place. Kenta gets hit again, this time by Kira with a kendo stick. Which, from what I heard, those do actually hurt. Yes. Because I've seen Dominic Mysterio, pictures of him, I think, hit multiple times by Seth Rollins after his match with him at SummerSlam 2020. I've seen pictures of this afterwards where his torso is covered with bruises from kendo stick strikes. Yes, kendo stick strikes. So yes, these things do in fact hurt. I personally have never been hit by kendo stick, but that does not look fake at all to me, despite the fact that they claim other things about wrestling being fake. That is definitely real. Getting hit with a kendo stick is real, and those things actually freaking hurt. Yeah, even Dominic Mysterio himself actually confirmed in an interview he did with Chris Van Vliet. I believe it was early this year, I think it was. I was watching an interview with him. He did confirm, yes, those do hurt. They're not gimmicked, they do hurt. So, that's that. And, I gotta say, some damn good episodes. And I can't wait to discuss the next few, plus the movie. Yes, I'll discuss that in the very next episode I'll do for this series. But the next video I'm going to do is a review of the next 4 chapters for Black Butler. Yep. And see you next video. Bye.